Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Monday, the 11th of October 2021. So stocks in chaos as poor payroll sends dollar and bond yields lower. Stocks are unsure what to make of it. Bonds and FX have already decided. So yeah, the dollar moving sharply lower, allowing the price of silver and gold to move higher. Payrolls, huge miss, just 194k jobs added in September, even as employment rate tumbles. So much for the Fed's taper. Yeah, that's going to delay things a bit now. They'll have to wait until we get the October numbers. Government spending cannot stimulate the economy, absolutely, because it hasn't. Anything that's stimulating the economy now is hyperinflation. The American people need to be told the truth. They will never be told the truth by the Fed, as Yellen was hauled over the coals the other day as well by the Senator Kennedy. It was a really good video, actually, a really good clip where she just didn't have the answers, which they know they haven't got. They're all academics who think they know how to play the game, but they don't. They're just doing the elite's bidding. Catastrophic property sales mean China's worst case scenario is now in play. This is still going on with Evergrande in the background. There's a young lad in Australia who puts out videos, and I'll add the link when I edit this. They're absolutely brilliant, and he shows you and breaks it all down, what's actually going on and how they're missing their payments. I think the third payment, they can't miss any more than 3, and then they go into default. So no Ponzi scheme can continue if the participants lose faith in a favourable outcome. And the 62 trillion, that's right, with a T, China's housing sector is the world's biggest Ponzi scheme. So I'll put the link in the video and also in the descriptions as well. Well worth a watch, well worth subscribing to, actually. Really good videos, well worth a watch. And then finally, the totalitarian tiptoe of the elite, or rather a sprint these days. One ring to rule us all, a global digital fiat currency. That's all we need. So talk about global control. It's bad enough that various countries are exploring ways to move forward cashlessness, but there's an even worse scenario, a global digital currency. That's all we need. That was put out yesterday, Sunday, so most people wouldn't actually see it. But that's no surprise to me that would be the agenda. It's easy to go from a national crypto to a global crypto because it's all digital and computerized. This week's news today is Columbus Day in the US. That all government agencies will be closed, and so no bonds today. And let's have a look, see if we can find the big news of the week. Really, we've got FOMC, Clarida speaks tomorrow. We've got CPI on Wednesday. That will be interesting as well. So we've got the CPI for the US. We've got the FOMC meeting minutes as well on Wednesday. And there's a lot of central bank again here, FOMC. We've got PPI on Thursday as well. We've got FOMC, another speaker there from the Fed, and we've got retail sales on Friday and another FOMC. So it's all Fed this week. There's no Lagarde, no criminal speaking, and no Bailey. Right, let's have a look at the market's reaction to Friday's non-farm payroll figures, and they're a bit disappointing, actually. You can't believe this can be the range of Friday. I had to look twice just to make sure. We've had more movement overnight on the Dow than we've had during Friday when they released the numbers. I think the market was stunned by it, actually. I mean, it should have sold off in theory, but of course, when the Fed have their own trading room, it's easy to bring the market back, and that's what we saw. So overnight, there was some weakness. We look at the 30-minute chart. This is the NFP numbers being released. The market was just up and down, and then it just sort of retraced up and back 89%, and then moved back up 100%. But it was sort of stuck in a range. Big shakeout way past the low, 100 points past the low overnight for the Dow. See them buying back in here, and then straight back to the DP where the market's currently trading. Now, when the US have a holiday, generally the market manages to trade to the upside. Of course, now I've said that, it'll probably trade down, but as a rule and as a pattern, the market's free to move to the upside. Nobody really tends to sell into it, unless there's weakness in Europe, of course. So we can see that the Dow has been moving to the upside from Thursday, but Friday disappointing. Obviously an inside bar. Got to get through the 89% retracement in order to move higher and also take out Thursday's high as well. So that's how the picture looks. Let me just put that back on, and this time we'll just remove the individual lines. So we're through, but managed to get back through 78 there, and 89 is also a target. If we do move to the downside, these are the targets for the downside on the Dow daily. Very important that you draw the fibs in on the daily chart, because it gives you a better picture of where the market's likely to trade to, and you saw that in the alerts last week. The DAX also trading down to the 200 MA, really quiet on Friday. It just doesn't seem right, this data, but that's what it's showing. And I've checked the MT4 as well, which is very odd. It seems very, very quiet for an NFP day. I will check again, but very strange. So the DAX also dropping down overnight, straight through the low, straight down to the S3, and you see the buying there, the market then coming straight back. No idea what's caused this, but it doesn't really matter because they've managed to bring the market back already. And in the 2-minute charts, this is Friday. I might as well show you this here. We started off even in the futures market, didn't do anything. As I said, it's the NFP numbers, so market opens, moves higher, moves down, and then it just gets stuck in a trading range as it waits for the news. We can see the reaction there. The market sold off, then they brought it back, then they brought it back again, so you've got that retracement, then back up to that double top we saw in the 30-minute chart. We then kicked off in the afternoon session, the market putting in a sell signal. It moving down to the 200 MA, and that's where it found support. There's only a few points in this trade. The market then rebound and then just sort of drifted lower. It took all afternoon just to move 50 points down to the next BRN. Really strange. So there you go. It's a case of they didn't want the market to sell off, and they hadn't had a good enough reason to bring the market back to the upside. Overnight, you can see that smash to the downside, way below Friday's low. And then you can see the volume there buying back and bringing the market back, and that's where we currently find ourselves at the moment. The market trading back to the DP level. And finally, in the metals, very interesting day in the metals as well, because as you can see from the daily, the silver market being allowed to move to the upside. But if we look at the 5-minute chart and go back, you can see that they weren't satisfied with that. We're allowed to move up to 23-24 area, and then traded sideways, and then they just smashed the price and brought it all the way back down to where they kicked off. So absolutely blatant manipulation, which you can see there in the 30-minute chart a bit more clearly. They sold up there and they just drove it all the way back down to where the news came out. It's incredible, but not surprising. In the dollar, we can see that this is trying to move back to the upside. Interestingly enough, again, this coming off the lows. Not a great deal on Friday, which is why I was quite surprised to see how much they'd managed to move the price of silver down. I thought it would have actually held at the 23 level, but no, straight back through it. They're not done yet, are they? With manipulating where they can. Gold also up and then slammed down as well, but that back up there at the moment. Okay, I think that's it for this one. If there is anything else going on, I will let you know. But let's see where we kick off the week from. See if the weakness comes back from the overnight, or they manage to move the markets to the upside. And the same with the metals, see if they're allowed to move back up to the 23 range for silver today. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next.